My name is Suzanne Perazzini, and my biggest challenge before I met Tony and did his training was that I had a blog, that it was a popular blog, was getting a lot of hits, and I was updating it regularly. But the fact was that I really wasn't making any money off it, just a little bit. I was making some money from a cookbook I was selling and some ads, which of course made the site look pretty horrible as well. I think my biggest challenge in going forward was, well, really, I suppose, a lack of knowledge of how to do that, and thinking that maybe I had to change direction. I'm the sort of person that gets really involved in a project and then I get a bit fed up with it and move on. And even though I'd had this blog for a couple of years, 2.5 years, when I met Tony, it seemed to have reached its peak and wasn't going anywhere more. And so I was already looking in different directions to do something else, but that would mean starting again. And I met Tony at exactly the right time, where I was at that kind of a fork in the road. My biggest takeaway moment with Tony actually started right at the beginning when we had the call after I filled in his application form. And he asked me if I didn't do the course, what the plan was going forward for myself. And I think I just stumbled around with a few kind of silly remarks and didn't know what to say because I didn't have a plan going forward. My plan had been to kind of start again and to continue bumbling along in exactly the same way as I had. So that whole idea of the fact that what I'd been doing wasn't working, and that clicking in my brain that I had to try something different and that I wasn't capable of doing it by myself, was probably my biggest takeaway moment. I applied Tony's training, immediately, really, even before the program started, because we were in communication and he kept sort of sending me homework to do. And I'm very good at doing my homework, as my teachers from the past can attest to. And everything that I did took me a step forward towards my goal, which was, of course, to do this coaching and to earn a reasonable income from it. And that happened really rapidly because I'm a good girl and did my homework. What did this training do for my business and for my life? Well, it completely revolutionized it. I came at it from a totally different angle that I'd never thought about before. So instead of giving away everything free, I figured that perhaps some of my knowledge and my skills had a value to them and that I could teach other people how to do that. So my business went from earning in the hundreds of dollars a month to the thousands of dollars a month very, very quickly. Even before I officially started Tony's program, I was making more from my blog than I ever had before. And that was a huge rush for me. Fears that somebody might have when they're looking at perhaps doing this program. I mean, I had a whole lot of fears beforehand. That the fear that I was throwing my money away, of course, and that there wouldn't be the return from it. But as I said, I was at a kind of a crossroads, and so it came at exactly the right time where I just threw all my eggs into Tony's basket. And I think that other people thinking about doing this course are going to have those same fears. They obviously want to take their blogs and their businesses to the next level and are not capable of doing it by themselves, or they would have done it already. And they have to keep that in mind, that nothing is going to change if they don't change the way they do something. And the money that I spent was just returned so quickly to me, even as I said before the program officially started with Tony. And so that fear of wasting your money is just not valid at all, because you'll get your money back and make plenty more even before the course is finished. I would just like to say to anybody who's watching this and is sort of tossing up whether to do this kind of training, obviously my experience is that it's been nothing but positive. I've not only learned a lot of skills on how to take my business to the next level and to earn way more than I've ever earned before, but it's also taught me a lot about myself and about how I approach business and approach money as well. And changing that mindset, I think, has helped propel me to the next level. So anybody who's looking at doing this course, this is going to give you a whole lot more than what you think it's going to do. It's going to give you money, but it's also going to give you a whole new mindset, and you'll be a different person afterwards.